Welcome back. Joining me in the studio now is Wartburg Student Body Vice President Jenna Brannaman. Thank you for joining us, Jenna.
Thank you very much for having me.
So Jenna, how did you first become involved with Student Senate?
Yeah, so I actually joined my freshman year. I was approached by the former president at the time, kind of just sharing that information at Involvement Fair was a big opportunity for us to get to know what the organizations were, and I kind of just joined Student Senate. I ran, so all senators have to run an election. Mine was just a picture of me as a little kid in a Wartburg shirt because I ran around campus when I was little, but I used that as my campaign and just kind of it grew from there.
That's really cool. What all is Student Senate responsible for around campus?
Yeah, I like to say Student Senate is kind of the internal programming of the student body. So a lot of times if students come for an organization or supplemental requests or wanting to, face any student issues that may be on campus, they kind of come to us to be that voice for them, both within the student body and with faculty and staff.
Cool. As we previously mentioned, you're the Student Body Vice President. What all does that include?
Yeah, so I'm a lot of the behind the scenes work, so making sure meetings run smoothly, that all of our exec members kind of know what they need to do within their committees. And then the big one for me in fall was Outfly. So planning from May term until whenever tomorrow was for Outfly, I had to make sure that event was ready to go. And kind of looking now is that election process too, as we already prepare for next year.
So that election process, the election's coming up. Can you explain what all that process includes and how students can become involved?
Yep, so those applications went out the beginning of January, and those interested had about a month to fill those out, and we just closed those applications on Tuesday, and then it's a 2-week campaign process. So those who applied have 2 weeks to kind of get their voice out there and let the student body learn who they are and what they stand for. Next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we actually have a debate. So those running kind of just get to inform others while maybe having a little competition too with their fellow classmates. And then from a week from that Tuesday, so the second Tuesday in February, we will have an election process, which that runs from midnight to 11:59, and that's just a survey sent out to all students who can vote and use their voice.
Why do you feel that Student Senate is important for Wartburg?
Yeah, Student Senate for me and for the greater community of Wartburg is a very good avenue not only to learn kind of both professionally and personally about different avenues of interest, but also to kind of allow students to make a difference on campus. There's a lot going on, and I know we're busy students, but we still have that potential to make a difference or change something or better something than it was before.
So you talk about making things better than it was before. How has being an active member of Student Senate affected your time at Wartburg, and what do you feel you left better?
I would say my time at Student Senate was probably the most impactful. For me, both personally, I grew friends, I grew acquaintances, and then also professionally, I met with administrators and kind of learned that professional avenue of running meetings, holding meetings, and also kind of learning Robert's rules too. It's a very historic piece in our government, but also being able to have a little insight in that process as well.
What advice do you give to students just beginning their campaign for Senate?
I think just get your students kind of out there, share your voice, and then make sure you listen to students, because students are the people who see the impact of issues or things that need to be changed. So hear them out and hopefully be a voice for them, and just make sure you listen and then serve others. I think self-leadership and servant leadership is very important, because you spend a lot of time with other people trying to work for others, so that servant leadership is a big aspect of Student Senate.
So servant leadership, who can we see becoming those servant leaders who are running?
Yeah, we'll kind of see there's 2 tickets for the president and vice presidency. Those are the 2 biggest positions within the exec team. We also have a recorder and treasurer, both have 1 candidate running. Again, write-ins are welcome, but we hope that you learn more about those students in that process.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again, Jenna, for joining us.
Thank you.
Joshua Hamlin will give us updates on sports after the break.